Hey guys, it's me. Hey guys, it's me, Cruel. Welcome back to another video, I guess. Yeah, this is it's a very rough one for me personally. This is about Moonbin from Astro, um, who, I guess we start with the facts. I just want to kind of talk about it because to me this means a lot, and kind of a lot of things came up again in me again. Yes, I can't talk, but stuff happened, and Moonbin passed away in the night from 18th to 19th um, April 2023 in his home in Korea. The manager found him, I think, on the 18th at 8:10 p.m. or something like that. And it is right now, as of me recording this, which is a few hours after it was announced. Right now, it is 9:37 p.m. CEST. That is what is it? 4:37 a.m. KST on the 20th April. So roughly 1.5 days after this happened. But for us, it only got announced a few hours ago that he passed away. It is assumed that it's suicide right now. It's not confirmed or denied, but it seems to be because the police, Gangnam police, where he lived, the Gangnam area, they said so, and they're gonna have an autopsy and then see, right? But yeah, apparently there's already a funeral date or planned, and telling the whole family, of course, including his sister Moon Sua of Billy. And I just want to talk about this a little bit. I don't really have a script, I don't have a plan. I don't know what exactly this is gonna be at the end. But to me, this means something on a very many different levels. And I'm just gonna ramble a bit if that makes sense, and try to make sense of it a bit, right, for myself, but maybe hopefully for some of you as well. So this is kind of like a safe space where hopefully everyone can talk about this in a in a nice way. Remember him for the good things he was and he brought to the world and to everyone that liked him, right? And yeah, also think of him in peace, of course. So first and foremost, I want to say I chose a picture here as my screen, where he looks very happy and where he is very content, and a picture that I think everyone should keep him in mind like this. Um, every human has his dark sides. Every human has his negative thoughts, his problems. Or sorry, I should say, has their negative thoughts, their problems. Maybe some people do have their depression. I, for one, am also someone that has depression, diagnosed officially. If you want to come at me, I am someone that has depression in periods, in phases. You call it the episodic depressions, I think, in English. I'm not too sure because I'm German normally. So I mean, I am German and I speak only German normally. So I only know my diagnostic term in German, really. So kind of rough translated. But anyway, I'm not sure what the actual reason was why Moonbin decided to end his life, if that actually is what happened, which it seems to be. He's 25. He was 25. Got 25 a few months ago. I, for one, I am 26. So I'm 1 year older, 1.5 years older than him, and to see someone so young take his own life, to the point where there has to be a lot of things before this. Of course, I for one, I feel a bit related to this because I, at one point in my life, also wanted to take my own life. I'm not gonna go into too much detail with this, but I'm already saying a lot, if that makes sense. Of course, I'm already putting that out there on the internet, but I don't mind. I'm okay with it, right? I am. It's a while ago, right? It's about almost 10 years ago that happened, and I learned from it. I grew past it, and I survived, right? And I always think that taking your own life should never be the solution. And obviously, I also know that for people that are in that situation, that are thinking about it, they don't see it very logical like I do right now. But as someone that has lived through it, I can tell you guys firsthand that surviving such a scenario, and for reference, I did not try to end my life. I thought about doing it, and in my head, I played out the scenario of doing it, and I already kind of planned where I could do it and what I could do, but I didn't actually go through with it. And that is also partly because my friends at the time, well, most of people that I conversed with over the internet, I used to play World of Warcraft at the time, and I was in a guild where people, we talked on TeamSpeak with each other. For some people that don't know TeamSpeak, it's kind of like it's a client where you can speak with people. It's kind of like a Discord of my time, if that makes sense. Maybe some people don't know it anymore. It's possible. If you don't know Discord, it's just a messenger, whatever. You can talk there, So, and we used to talk, and those people I grew close with to the point where we talk every day and we do stuff together. And we talk about all kinds of things in life, and we also grew to like each other. But we never met in real life. We never did something together. There's no real connection, if you will. But those people were the reason I did not do anything. They actually called, even though they're from very different areas in Germany. They were all from Germany, but very different areas. I think one of them even from Austria, which is another country, of course. They called my local police. They knew where I was living because we were kind of close. So they called my local police, and because of that, I mean, it kind of stopped me from pursuing it further because it kind of shocked me in a positive way that people care, right? People care about me. People don't want me to do that. So in this situation, you really have to be in a very desperate situation to make such a decision to actually commit suicide, aka try to do it. Some people also fail. But to try to do suicide, to try to commit suicide, is a very, very desperate decision. You don't just do this on a whim. Nobody does that on a whim. From what I heard, I was in contact with many people that attempted it or wanted to attempt it. I guess attempt here is a good word. Not try to, but attempt to. And it's a very, very thoughtful thing where you really try to fight against it. You try to fight against your demons. You try to fight against all the negative stuff that you think you have going on, or you actually also have going on. And then you try to not do it. And also, sorry, I have to drink some water. My throat is kind of dry from talking, and I'm still a bit sick. Okay, so I'm rambling a lot about myself. I'm sorry. I just want to give context why this is so important to me, because maybe cut it short there. It's important to me because this is the first time since I am a K-pop fan that's an idol that I know somewhat and that I kind of followed here and there has passed away, but also has committed suicide attempt, presumably. Even if that's not the case, it triggered the thoughts in me, so I'm here talking about it. So maybe if he passed away due to heart or something else, right? Not suicide. It doesn't really change anything, sadly. So, this is the first time that happened to me. Of course, there were cases like Jonghyun in 2017, I think it was, right, from SHINee. There was Sully from 2019, which is the most recent case, I believe. As far as I remember, sorry if I didn't remember one. Oh, actually, there was one in 2019 after Sully. Yoon Hemi, I think. She was quite unknown, very, very unknown idol, but I remember something Hemi was her first name, and I think it was Yoon Hemi. I even made a video about that actually at the time when that happened, and I reacted to one of her songs and then also talked about it in that video. It was also in 2019, I think, a few months after Sully, or maybe even very close to that. Anyway, I also did react to Sully at the time when, shortly before she did commit suicide. I was close to it, if that makes sense. I just started doing reaction videos. I was at K-pop already in 2016, but not very deep into it other than a few certain artists. So I never got wind of this, and I also didn't know the idols that did do this. So although the very similar bad thing and the very similar, not bad, but sad thing as now Moonbin, to me this is more hard-hitting because I, again, knew him more in a way. I followed him more. And I was more close to this case than I was to the others. And somehow, to me, this just really resonated with me. In a very bad way, of course. And I was in shock when I found out today. I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about it right now, honestly. And I will, for a few days, not really cope with this well. You could say it's lucky that I am very stressed in my life right now. So I have things to do that will keep me or my mind busy from drowning myself into depression over this, which would usually probably happen in this case because I'm still very prone to be thrown into depression phases if there's ever something wrong in my life, and this definitely triggers something wrong in my life. And also just in general, even not about the triggering it in myself, it also is just a very sad thing in itself, right? Of course, that he did commit suicide, Moonbin from Astro, that is. It's not even just about my own story here, it's also about him, of course. That already shocks and makes me sad. So I was in other shock earlier, and I tried to, on Discord, I have a Discord server and whatever, but I tried to ramble there, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? This doesn't make any sense. Like, what? Is this real? I was trying to confirm it because I heard it like 2 minutes after the news was posted from Neighbor. There was no articles from Zombie or anything yet. I was like right there. My girlfriend told me right there because she's Vietnamese, and the Vietnamese sources, apparently Vietnamese Facebook fan sites are very, very into K-pop, very, very big and very, very fast with news. So they had that first. I heard it from there first. Anyway, I was very in shock, and on Twitter I tried to make sense of it and everything, and I just tried to cope somehow, right? But I was sitting here for an hour, and I was stressed. I needed to do stuff, but I dropped everything, and I couldn't do stuff. I was, you know, I'm empty, to be honest, and I'm still now thinking about it again because in between I had stuff to do again. I had visiting an apartment that I'm possibly gonna move in soon. I'm still now. I don't even know. I don't even know, to be honest. I can't name it. I can't name what I'm feeling. Like, especially looking at him like this right now in this picture. Who would have thought this, right? I was not as close to Astro and Moonbin as a fan that I would know if he had signs that he could do something like this. Was there depression periods or periods where he just didn't partake in any schedules? I don't know. Of course, I wasn't that close to know that. I'm only close to my old group Idol, maybe a little bit Mamamoo to know these things about those groups. So I didn't know that. But man, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I think it will take a few days to make sense of this somehow, and this will, for what other people Jonghyun's passing was, this will be my case in this. I will never forget this, and this will brand me, and I will forever remember this guy. I remember when I watched Astro for the very first time. I watched some music videos. I think it was Blue Flame and All Night, I think, and another one. And I got a lot of Astro fans commenting on my YouTube videos, telling me what to watch next, and I was very into it. And people on my videos were very into it at the time. I got a lot of hype about Astro, which is super cool to see. It was around the time where Chao Nu got really, really popular as the Prince of K-pop. Prince of K-drama. Prince of K-pop, I guess, was his nickname, I think, but he got acting roles and he got very popular. It was around the time when that was in the beginning stages, I guess, somewhat. I don't remember when exactly that was timeline-wise. 2019, I think, maybe 20. But around, I think 20. I think around that time, I got into Astro, and I made reactions, and then I actually watched a video where it was a reality show from Astro themselves, where they played a game. They were all sitting at a table facing each other, like half the members on one side, half the members on the other side, and they played games like one game was like where they had to lower their hat, and I think they had to trick their manager that they're asleep or something, and the manager would always turn around and then they had to be asleep. Kind of like the red light, green light thing, but with being asleep and not being asleep. And they had to act like that. And I think they also went into a room where they had to literally, they can wake up and just walk around and do stuffs, but then when the person comes in, they have to throw themselves on the bed and act like they're sleeping, right? And if it's too suspicious or not working well, then you're out. Yeah, that video, okay? I hope you guys would know what I mean. I'm pretty sure the reaction is still on YouTube. I think I did that on YouTube. Maybe I did it on Patreon. For some reason, I don't remember right now. But either way, I watched that, and I remember seeing for the very first time what Astro was really like as a personality, as personalities, and how Chanu is really just kind of like a shy person, which is surprising. I thought he was like super confident. He kind of is, but he's still shy and silent. But there's also, I remember Rocky, Jinjin, Moonbin, being very active people and very very nice, kind, and very humorous people that have a lot of fun with each other, you know. And they looked a bit like crackheads, like a lot of other K-pop groups do, but they were very fun. And they had a unique humor. I can't really tell, but I just enjoyed it a lot. It was very fun. It was very uplifting to watch for me personally, as someone that sometimes needs those kind of things. And it all ties back to this now because I will forever remember these good things, those good experiences I made with Moonbin, with Astro. Um, those things will tie together and those things will stay in my heart, in my brain, you know. And as someone again that has lived through this and you know, accept committing it, accept attempting it. I also and also I've had friends that almost committed it, and I know what it does to friends and family of those people that actually do it. So nothing I say or anyone, any other fan on the internet or really anyone except the family themselves, nothing matters what we say. Showing support is nice though, right? It's nice to know as someone that is close to that person that there are other people that cherish him, remember him well, and give support to the family. It's a nice thing to say. And as someone that has usually done that quite often whenever something like this or similarly happens where you need to, not need to, but where you're prone to say those things, condolences to their family, and then, you know, I think about them and stuff. I know this might sound a bit bad, but I want to say that whenever I say that in my life so far, except it was very close in my family case, I never felt it so much as I do it now when I say this to and about Moonbin and his family. I don't know why that is a thing. I don't know why before when I say those things, when I say it about other people, maybe even idols, whatever, right? Why it never meant as much. I just said it because I think it's a nice thing to do. And also, if it would happen to me, I would feel very bad. And someone saying something like this maybe could help me. But I never really could put myself into those people's shoes. I am very not that good with empathy. I don't know if that comes from depression I have and stuff like that, but early in my life, I always learned how to shut off emotions and never let them out and never show them, which makes it kind of ironic that I do reaction videos because actually it's kind of a self-therapy, by the way. I think I said this sometimes, especially early on in my YouTube videos, but when I started 4 years ago. But yeah, it's kind of a self-therapy for me to, yeah, to get out there, you know, and to show emotions more, which is something you need to do in reaction videos, right? So anyway, I feel it more than ever now that when I say this, condolences to Moonbin's family and friends, and may he rest. May he please rest in peace and not worry anymore and not be hurt anymore and not think everything is and everyone is against you, even though they're not, and they always tell you they're not. But you still believe it because you're in a hole and you cannot get out and you just don't know anymore. And at some point, you try to crawl the hole out many, many times and it hurts your fingernails and everything is broken, your bones are broken, and you still cannot get out even though you tried 1,000,000 times. At some point, you just look up, you see the light, but you don't believe in yourself anymore. And that's when something like this can happen. If you are in a similar case or if you're close to those cases, there's always an out. I took that out. And it's not committing suicide. It's not attempting suicide. It's not thinking about suicide. The moment you think about suicide is the moment where you should be like, wow, I just did that. I just wanted to throw away the chance to turn everything around. Let me tell it like this, okay? there's many people in the world, and that's something I learn these days more often than not, as someone that's in my mid-20s now, and going towards the 30 really. People overvalue time. People overvalue age, especially. You don't have to. You don't have to go perfectly filled out CV that has no gaps, that is, you go to school, you go to middle school, you go to high school, you take your college degree, you take your uni degree, you have a really good degree or graduation for uni and college, you get a high paying job, whatever, right? That's like the perfect life. No, it's not. It is not. There's so many people in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s even, and sometimes even in their 50s, that maybe have worked for 20 years in a fucking office job and they hated their lives all 20 years or maybe like 15 years of that, but they couldn't get out because they need the money, right? But you know what? One day, even some of those people at 45, one day, they wake up in the morning and they're like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit anymore. And they cancel it. And you know what happens? There's many people that after 45, they find their passion. They find their job. It happens in the 30s, it happens in the 40s, it happens also in the 20s. I know most people watching right now are in their 20s or early 20s probably. It happens. Many, many people, not just a few certain individuals, many people study something. Like many people become a policeman all of a sudden at 40. It happens. You can do that. Every human can do that. And you know what that means, right? If you're in your 20s and you try to think about committing or attempting suicide or anything close to that, you should always think about, even if you're 25, let's say, like Moonbin, okay? Even if you're 25 and you think, I'm at my lowest point ever. You know when you were at your lowest point ever too? As a baby. You didn't know jack shit. You couldn't fucking speak any language, not even one. You couldn't even walk, okay? You couldn't do nothing. You can't even eat. You need other people to feed you, to take away your shit, to teach you stuffs like talking and walking, everything. You're literally at ground zero. Even if you think that you're at ground zero at 25, you're not. You have life skills, you have experience. Even if it's not that much, you have much more than as a baby, right? Now let's just assume, anyway, that at 25, for some reason, you're still that same baby. You know what that means? You still live another 60 years, maybe more. 60 years, you know how much that is, right? And now as an adult, you have much more possibilities to change things around than as a baby. You can't even walk. So what that means is you have so much fucking time to change everything you want. You can literally become anything you want, even at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It does not matter. And it doesn't matter what other people say about that. I know there's many people that say, oh, you cannot do that shit, you cannot do this shit. Fuck them. Fuck people. Okay? Fuck people that say stuff like that. You believe in yourself. You believe in people that believe in you. Find those people. Hold on to them. You better fucking hold on to those people, if it's your family or friends or whatever. And then you fucking do it. Okay? I don't want to hear anyone. I hate age overestimation. I hate it so much. I don't want to hear anyone say, oh my god, I'm 26. Like I am right now, by the way. Oh my god, I'm 26. I can't do jack shit anymore. I didn't finish my apprenticeship at before 22. I canceled it midway. I started studying business. I canceled that after 2 semesters, and then I started studying medicine. That was fucking crazy hard. I canceled it after 1 semester. Oh, and then I thought I found something. I did IT for 3 semesters, and then somehow it just didn't click anymore, and I failed everything, and I failed, and I got kicked out. And now I'm 26, and I don't know what to do. Fucking do something else again. You can. You know what I did? After 10 years ago, right? I was 16. I almost ended my life. My father just passed away. I literally lost everything that I cared about except my mom. And I had a roof over my head. That's it. We were poor as fuck. I had my mom who was struggling to keep us alive. And I went to clinics. I went to different programs to try to find like any meaning in what I want to do in life. And that doesn't even include only job, but all kinds of things. But yes, includes a job, for example, right? For 1 year I was at something in German is called like it's called in German it's called Berufsschule, but it's kind of like a job school or whatever. I don't know. For many different fields we have that. I went there for what is it called in English? Commerce, I guess. Economy, commerce, whatever. I went into that for 1 year. Okay, I tried it, and then they would give me an apprenticeship afterwards if I did well. I did okay, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. I could choose between different apprenticeships that I want to pursue. I would still need to go into the companies. I would still make internships, which was crazy hard for me to even go in there and ask for it in an internship and then do the internship, which I almost died over that because I was worrying so much and I was sitting there and like, this is not for me. I wanted to run away immediately again. I did that. I found an apprenticeship that was perfect. I went there. First day, I hated it. I hated it. For some reason, I thought before that it was perfect. I hated it on the first day. I quit after 1 week. I spent 1.5 years to find that apprenticeship. I found it. I was really lucky and found a really good one. And I quit after 1 week. I went to another clinic. I redid school. Because I quit my school because of all of this, what happened 10 years ago. I quit my school 1 year before finish, so I never graduated. I finished my school, which took 2 more years, even though I only had technically 6 months to go when I quit years before. 2 more years, I pretty much wasted 2 more years, right? Wasted, but I wanted to do something again. I thought, okay, it's not the job. I guess I have to go to school again. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, actually, I want to challenge myself. I don't want to have this fucking really bad graduation degree that I got for passing 9th grade and not 10th grade because 10th is the final in Germany. I wanted something better. I didn't. 2 years. I got 1.0, which is perfect. Perfect grades in everything. Okay? I went to college. I got 1.5. 1.0 is the best again. 1.5 average. Okay? Even though COVID happened at that time. It's not too long ago now that 2020 was the year where I wrote my final. Yes, I think where I wrote my final exams. Wasn't it? Maybe it might be timeline right now, 2021 or 2020, but it was in COVID and we got affected by COVID. I actually think it was 2021 when I wrote it, but 1 year was only online school because of COVID, right? Because it happened in March 2020 and then we had online school for 1 year pretty much. It was miserable and I hated it, and my degree grade dropped from 1.3 to 1.5. I was better before even. Anyway, I finished that. Now I'm studying Korean and politics, okay? Do I like it? I kinda do. Is it hard? It's fucking hard. Do I want to quit? Yes, almost every day. Do I quit? No, I don't. And I try to make something work. But you know what? I'm enjoying the process right now, okay? I'm stressed and everything, but I'm enjoying it. And I found purpose in life. I want to do something. I want to achieve stuff. I'm not sure how I want to achieve it, but I want to achieve something. And that comes with trying things. And all of this comes from not giving up, which is your decision what you make when you're ever close to something like this. No one needs to do this. And all people around you, even the parents that hate you and hit you and everything, even those will be of help when it comes to this. And even if not, there's many cases where you can call hotlines. You can one Google search and you find 10 hotlines where you can call for suicide prevention. Please do it. You just need that one voice, that one person that tells you any purpose you can grasp on and be like, oh, you're right. I could actually try that. And as soon as you have that in your mind, and you don't even need to want to do that, you just need something in your mind where your brain can logically fight against your heart that wants to give up, right? Your brain can tell you, oh, wait, but there's the possibility that works. So why don't you think about it, right? They keep trying to remind you in here. And then you at some point start thinking about it subconsciously and then also actively. That's how it starts. And nobody can give that to you if you don't talk to people and let people help you. And you don't even need to see them in face to face. Just call. You can even change your voice changer. It's okay. Just call. You know? You can also ask anyone about that, any friend if you have people. But again, if you don't, there's hotlines. And guys, you can talk to me too. I'm here. I'm on Discord. We can chat. We can even voice call on Discord. I'm okay. I'm on stream. You can come on stream, watch me if that helps. But yeah, we can also privately call or talk. I'm always here, okay? So please find people in these cases that help. Everyone will. Everyone will. You just need to try to find someone before you ever think about something like this. And as soon as you even start thinking, oh, I maybe want to attempt suicide, that is the signal. That's the signal to talk to someone. And even if you talk to someone and say, oh, I think I want to commit suicide, what do you think about that? That's okay. You can be honest. You don't need to lie. You don't need to tiptoe around people. Why would you do that? You know? If you commit suicide, you will never talk to people again, okay? Makes sense, right? So why are you scared now to talk to people? Why? It makes no sense. So please, okay? I got very in a rant here, but that is the end of my Moonbin video. I'm gonna collect myself for a second. This is a topic I care very deeply about, if you can tell. One of the things I want to do in life is help people with mental health. And I just think, at least in Germany, the system is good to the point where it supports people with mental health problems a lot. But to become someone like a psychiatrist or like a psychiatrist more so, or a therapist, it is very hard to become someone like that in Germany. You need to do 2 studies. You need to do many like extra courses and extra classes. The whole process of actually working in a praxis in an office where you can talk to people and help them takes like 10 years, 8 to 10 years, you know? And that's just something I don't want to go through. I want to help people now. I don't want to help people in 8 or 10 years. So to me, my way of doing that is entertaining people and giving people nice things, right? With my reaction videos, I guess, in that sense. That's my best I can do. And whenever I have a chance to talk about more serious topics in this space, I want to do it. But to me, this is a very, very important topic. This is something I, always want to pursue in my life. And maybe one day I'm going to become like a coach and I'm going to hold like TED Talks or something. I don't know. I could see myself there, to be honest. But yeah, I care very deeply about this, and so did I care about Moonbin, and I feel very, very bad about this, and I need myself, even someone that went through all of this, and again, depression. 10 years ago, I had that. I still have it sometimes. It comes back. You never let go of that. It's never gone. You just learn how to deal with it better, and then it happens more rarely, and then when it happens, you know how to deal with it better. That's what happens. That's what you can do as someone that struggles with mental health. You can never completely get rid of it. It's not possible. And you need to realize that. You need to realize that it's not possible to get rid of those things. It's only possible to learn how to deal with them. And when you learn more and more about it, you will feel better and you will feel pretty much like you did before. Just with more awareness of whenever something happens, you know how to block it and how to turn it around again, right? It's kind of like immune system. It's just more by your brain, right? You just see, okay, I'm doing well. No need to activate immune system to protect my mental. But as soon as something goes south, you need to activate it and you need to rinse and repeat all the process that help you get out of stuff. And those processes you only learn by doing this yourself. You cannot learn that by therapy. Therapy can guide you to do this, something like I do right now to tell you how it works, but they cannot teach you how to do it. Like they cannot put that into you. You have to do it yourself. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for listening to my rant and my TED Talk, if that makes sense. I want to say and end it here with keep Moonbin with good thoughts in your brain. Keep him like you see in the picture and like you see in so many videos, as someone bright, as someone that enjoyed life, as someone that was worth living, right? And his life was worth to be lived. Keep him like that in mind, right? Of course, also be sad about it. Please let it out. Please be sad about it. And please continue to always care for that and not play it down and be like, oh yeah, it's just a thing that happened. No, it's not. It's very important. But as many others always say, and this happens also with the other idols that in the past ended their life by themselves, it is always nice to keep the idol and a person in general. This happens with everyone that commits suicide and every other person really that dies. Keep them in mind like you want to keep them in mind, like with the best, in their best light, right? So they live forever in your heart and in your brain. And if many people do that, this person will live forever. May his soul rest in peace, but may he forever be with us. Thank you for watching. And I'm not going to edit this in any way. It's a 36-minute video. I'm just going to send it like this, okay? Thank you. And I need to get this off my chest because this is very deeply rooted. And if I don't try hard enough, I would cry right now. Because someone that has put out so much joy for people to enjoy when they watch him, or someone to get to that desperate point that I was at as well, and then even attempted and committed. It makes my heart feel heavy and makes me even slightly question if it all really makes sense, if it all really means nothing, right? Life. But that's where we come in and do what I just did in this fucking video and hold on to it. Because there's many people around you that care. And you will start caring like them too if you just allow it to yourself. Okay. Thank you for listening. And rest in peace to Moonbin.